Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Inglês no Rádio. My name is Foster. I teach English sometimes.
Speaking of
pretty much all the
that,
time.
Happy Teacher's Day. It was this week.
Happy Teacher's Day. We missed it because Alexia was traveling and I was super busy. But happy Teacher's Day.
Yeah.
To you as well. You are a teacher.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
Thank you.
Don't get me started about teachers because that will be the entire episode. But I just want to say very quickly that I believe teachers are among the most important. It's the most important thing in society, educating our sweet, sweet children. Respect your teachers.
Not only children.
And adults. I mean, I think I don't know if we are children or not. We're going to talk about it in this episode. So today, Alexia, what are we talking about?
I just want to say a few words before.
Feel free.
I want to say thank you to all my teachers of my whole life.
You're welcome.
Because all of them has a very, very special part of my life.
All of them have.
I have.
Mm-hmm.
And especially my private tutors. Because I had to have a lot during my high school. I wasn't good at all on maths, physics, chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
What? Maths is the way that British people say it.
It's not that. It's not that. I want to correct that, but it's not that.
So, especially my teacher here in front of me, Foster, that corrects me every single day with every single phrase. And I have to do this.
Thank you.
day.
Thank you. I appreciate all of your flattery, but I have to still correct you. I'm not good at math. I'm not good at biology. So in general, in English, we are good at things.
Okay.
Okay, you said good on.
So thank you, teacher, for that.
Yeah, and don't call me teacher, please.
Why, teacher? Okay, so let's go. Let's talk about some fun things today.
Yeah, so my birthday is coming up. Coming up means that it's arriving in like 2 weeks.
23rd, next week. What are you talking about?
Next week?
Next week.
Okay, next week I
23rd.
am leaving my 20s. I am no longer a 20-something, and I'm entering my 30s where I have to be an adult.
It's a new era.
It's a new era or era. We say both of those in the U.S. Both are correct. And Alexia will turn 30 very, very soon.
Yeah, but you were much older than me.
I'm like 3 weeks older than Alexia and like 3 years smarter and more wise and more
What?
mature.
Sorry?
You were just saying how good of a teacher I am.
Yeah, okay. Let's say with that just because I was talking about good things about teachers, especially you, so.
Fantastic. So last week, or I don't know, a few episodes ago, we talked about some things you should do before you are 30 years old. And I've just been reading a lot about this because that's what you do right before you turn 30 years old. And I believe I found a new article from, if I'm not mistaken, Business Insider, another business magazine. And they had a kind of ridiculous list of things you have to do that will change your life before you are 30. Do you want to know one?
And one of those is to experience Carnaval in Rio.
Yes, I was absolutely just blown away. My mind could not conceive of this idea that, okay, yeah, you should start saving money for your retirement. You should start, I don't know, you should travel alone. The normal things that all the lists say. And this list very specifically said one experience you have to have, not before you die, before you are 30 years old, experience Carnival in Rio de Janeiro. Alexia, thoughts, opinions? I know you have a lot to say about this.
I mean, Carnival in Rio can be really, really fun. I used to love it a lot. I don't know when this article was written? Do you know?
No.
Because nowadays, Carnaval in Rio can be extremely overwhelming for me, comparing to what it was like 5 years ago, more or less.
Okay. I don't know about the date of the article, but I don't think it's relevant.
Yes, for me it is. Because when I think about it, like it used to be such a cool thing to do and so fun, but for people who are not from Brazil or not from Rio especially, I think that it's a very cool thing to do before your 30s.
Yeah. The only reason I say it's not relevant is because I experienced Carnival like 5 years ago when I was 24, 25. And it was still super overwhelming for me. And I know that nowadays it would still be super overwhelming.
I think that nowadays you wouldn't bear going to it.
Nowadays, I would not voluntarily choose to go to it. But I could probably hang in there. I don't know.
So how is it? Do you think that it's a good thing to do before the 30th? Yes.
To be really honest, Alexia, I don't know what to say because I have never experienced Carnival in Rio. I've experienced one Carnival in Brazil, and that was with you in São Paulo.
But I just asked you before we started the show, this episode. Have you ever been to Carnival in Rio? And you were like, yes.
That was wrong. No, I've only been in São Paulo. Because every time in Rio, I decided to travel, or I was just not in Rio because I was too scared. But in São Paulo, it was manageable. I thought it was pretty good because it was just like a holiday weekend with some crazy parties sometimes. But I'd already been in Rio during the World Cup, and I thought that was similar enough. No. So when the first time I arrived in Rio it was during post-Carnival. So there was still a lot of stuff happening. And
yeah,
that
because
was,
nowadays it's like a month.
Yeah. I still saw the parade at, how do you call the big desfile?
Desfile de Carnaval.
Mas onde que é?
É no Sambódromo.
Yes, I went to the Sambódromo.
Did you go there?
Yeah. I don't know if it was like an official day, but this was like the second day I was in Rio, and it was so crowded, and everyone was singing like so loudly that I was thinking, oh, this is very cool. This is a beautiful country. I don't know if I can stay here because it's crazy.
I did that once with my mom.
Yeah?
Yeah. How to say that? Like, I was...
that's a difficult translation.
Because for us in Portuguese, it's like, eu fui desfilar na escola de samba.
Oh, you were actually in the parade?
Yeah.
You could say I marched in the parade or I danced in the parade in this case, probably.
Yeah, but it's not a parade.
Yeah, that's the way most English speakers would understand it, I believe.
Okay. So I did that once, and just once, because this is a thing that I really do think that people should do before turning 30 years old, because it was so different, and you were part of a huge group of people who were working for that for a year and trying to be the best at that. And it was so, so important to be part of it.
Yeah, I totally agree. But nowadays, Alexia, you're almost 30 years old. You and I are both relatively introverted people. We are shy. We do not like big groups. Can you convince me that Carnival is really something that people need to experience?
Yeah.
Or at least try.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things that we say that it's you will remember forever. And Rio during Carnaval, it changes a lot. Everything is so focused on that.
Focused on?
On that. and everyone is so happy to be outside and partying and singing and becoming, I don't know, wearing costumes and having fun with friends and being part of 5 days nonstop of just being with friends and going out and having fun. And I really do remember my two last
My last two.
carnavais. My
My
last
last-
two carnivals?
Carnivals.
Carnivals.
My two last carnavals. My last two carnivals, yes.
Yes, they were amazing. Do you remember the dragon that we made?
Yeah, I remember that. So I think you said something really important, that during Carnival, everyone is super, super happy. So although when I arrived in Brazil, there was a part of me, a deep, deep part of me that was like, these people are crazy. There is no way I could live in this country. Even with all of the problems and difficulties and crazy stuff that is happening in Brazil nowadays, that first impression of, okay, these people are happy and they have some secret about how to live and how to be in a community and how to be happy that I've never experienced in any other place in the world. That's the reason, you know.
Yes, because Carnaval, when you think about it, I never ever like to go to the blocos in Zona Sul. Never.
Yeah, there are a lot of direct translations in this episode that really just can't be translated.
Yes. And I would go to downtown, centro da cidade, and go to the oldest blocos de Carnaval. So, like Boitatá, Boitola, etc. And to the Santa Teresa ones as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, being part of those blocos, what meant to me was like, this is how Carnaval started in Rio. This is what we read and studied during high school. And this is what we have from our antepassados.
From our ancestors.
Ancestors.
Good word.
Yes. So in a way, it's like remembering this.
Yeah.
Of course, it can get very, very complicated. But we say that the year only starts after Carnaval.
Yeah. So I think if I was the author of this original article and I was giving real advice for people that are not Brazilians, that are in their 20s, I think I would change this to travel to Brazil before you're 30, because there is something very special there that deserves to be experienced, and it will change you.
And for example, the Carnaval from Olinda is supposed to be amazing. I mean, the best one. Sorry, Bahia. Sorry, Salvador. But it's supposed to be the best one ever. I never got a chance. Maybe one day, maybe for the 40s. But
yeah, even Carnaval in São Paulo.
it was really cool. It's growing a lot.
No, but the feeling, the sentiment of Brazilians kind of have a secret in life that a lot of other people in the world don't really know. The life is hard, life is difficult, but it's beautiful, it's happy, we're together.
Yeah.
That's something that Carnival really expresses.
I'm nostalgic now.
Oh, saudade do meu Brasil.
Oh, saudade do meu Rio.
Oh. Well, do not cry because you have a little bit more time here in the U.S. and we still have to record podcasts. But until then, is there anything that you would like to say to all the Brazilians listening?
Go to Rio, experience the Carnaval. If you are already from Rio, go to somewhere else to experience Carnaval. Like Salvador, Olinda, even the south of Brazil. I don't know. Just go somewhere else this next year.
Yes. And I would say to all our Brazilians listening, I know that times are tough, but you're beautiful. You're a beautiful country. I fell in love with you a long, long time ago, and that love will never stop. And that all started with Carnaval.
Yes, and ninguém solta a mão de ninguém. That's it. So, I'll see you tomorrow.
I can't translate that. I will see you guys tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.